Today, from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, it's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports.
First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And leading them out, their signal caller now in his 4th season in the NFL.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Throwing to start the drive, Franklin. And it's intercepted on the first play of the game. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Penix going to look to throw on 1st down. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Here's Penix. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go. Still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. A partner, not exactly the way they drew up the start of this one, but a chance to redeem themselves and hit the reset button here on their second possession.
And I do like that word that you just used, reset, right? In a lot of ways, it's just shaking off what happened before, starting fresh, almost like it's your first drive all over again. Go out and put your best foot forward.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Defensive end, DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down. Back to throw. Franklin. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
They're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. Check in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 13 carries, 60 yards.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense because you know those big guys up front are doing work. But now, the goal is to get to 10. And don't for a second think that the defense doesn't know that. They'd like to do their best to keep him out of the end zone in this one.
2nd and 5. Now Penix. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. To the air. Penix. Eluding the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll throw with Penix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Falcons have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. He's piloted 2 drives so far, and unfortunately not very well piloted. Both led to interceptions. Now they're facing the deficit. Another touchdown after that previous pick. Starting over here, 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort: 12 carries, 77 yards.
And their success running the ball in the previous game has to give them a lot of confidence, but they also understand going against a top 5 rush defense means you have to have a lot of offense in your game plan. Misdirection, counters, power game, maybe even some quarterback run to take the heat off of the running back.
He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 32. You talk about this Falcon defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
They've established themselves pretty well throughout this season. But boy, what a competitive group of people. They do not like that ranking they have now because they think that they're better and they're out to prove it again in this game.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. Throwing left side, it's complete. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones on 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
43's the mic. 43's the mic.
A play fake. Now Penix. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. That one good for 37 yards.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Penix. Flushed out right. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done, because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Now the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Throwing to start the drive. Franklin. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this 1st quarter. Picked up by Troy Anderson. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offense coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up second down. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 22-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker with career touchdown number 75. And the Seahawks get a bit closer. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive. Now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make it 24-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And that'll wind up moving the chains lines again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 30. A gain there of 21 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. And looking to throw, Penix. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, 1st down. They'll run this one right with Robinson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They're going to look to throw. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons continue to pull away here in this first half.
You got it figured out by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Koo for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Franklin going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and controlled you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Now 2nd and 3. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. Looking to throw. Franklin. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It was Eric Armstead fighting his way through that time to record the sack. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Touchdown, Falcons. A great play there. 54 yards. And the Falcons take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Koo now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following the touchdown. Here's Koo to kick off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
The drive starts with a completion left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. On 1st and 10, Franklin. And Walker has it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that will bring up 2nd down. To the right side, incomplete to Metcalf. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over seconds to go in the 1st half. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. He's going to be brought down there in the field of play, and the clock will run. No timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. As you can see, this
halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the 2nd half gets underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They were losers last week to Carolina, but they've got the lead here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Y'all playing the wrong football. 43 is the mic. Switch up, switch up.
Penix working out of the gun here. Buying time to his left. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
This ball down the field for Pitts. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 7.
You 34's the mic. 34's the mic. He's coming. Check him. Check him. Oh, here we go.
They'll drop to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Get ready. Get ready. 43's the mic. 43's the mic.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit,
A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Cooley knocks this one through the post, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. Throwing on first down. Franklin. This is Fant on the short completion. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
On first down, Franklin. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Off play action. Franklin. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Franklin. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Running left is Walker. And some strong running. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 59 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. From 6 yards away. And the Seahawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Everyone felt like this game was over, but to be able to stay in it, put together a drive, score a touchdown, that's got to be a positive for them.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead drops from 34 to 27. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right of the yard.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. And they'll send the slot in motion left. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
34's a Mike, he's coming, check him, check him. So we got man.
Penix to throw on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They give him a gain of 37. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Mike 34, Mike 34.
Here we go. Mike 34, Mike 34. Scoot. I'm coming.
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Koo to kick it off. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though.
This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Now, fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Troy Anderson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, someone is certainly having a big game, and while that sack doesn't quite have the splash of his pick six from earlier, you know he's thrilled to be making big plays during a great individual effort today.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. This offense on third down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 19. They're complete to Smith and Jigba. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they were able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of the 1st down.
Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the 2nd half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
43's the mic. 43's the mic. You must be.
Here's Penix on 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Brooks. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19 from the 34 now. Here's 1st and 10.
34's the mic. 34's the mic. He's coming. Check him. Back at 60. Hey, check back 34. Mike.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Throwing again, Penix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Falcons are closing in on a 6-2 start as they extend this 4th quarter advantage. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Well, this is a touch cruel here. They got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Franklin. Smith and Jigbo hauling it in on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Back to throw. Franklin. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Oh, a little cruel here. They're going to go for the onside kick up big. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
We're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
Check 43.
Looking to throw. Franklin going right back to Smith and Jigba. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here. But it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche, all right? Maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them. Not one they'll want to remember, but at least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Falcons offense set to go.
I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Throwing on second down, Penix.
Dancing to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Penix on third down.
Being chased out left. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. Well, he wasn't really big on that. He was big on go ahead and scoring. He's got reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. On first and 10, Franklin under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Troy Anderson
able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point attempt to come here. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Touchdown, defense. 43 is the mic, boy. 43. Check, 43. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Buffalo 18. 43 is the mic. 43 is the mic. I'm coming after you. Hey, you. 43 is the mic. I'm not ready.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to air one out. Oh, wide open, complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
With that much defensive resistance on that drive, and really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Back to throw. Franklin. This is Fant on the short completion. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
30, what's the mic? Come on, baby.
Looking to throw. Franklin. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
94 is the mic. 94 is the mic. Come.
Back to throw. Franklin. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards.
And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Throwing on first down is Penix.
He sets to fire deep. He's got a man complete.
Now he's loose again.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
For the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And I guess the touchdown wasn't enough. They want the onside kick as well. And the Seahawks looks like they've recovered. They have. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. 40
Throwing to start the drive. Franklin. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Atlanta,
they run their mark to 6-2 on the year.
And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.